police running all in and out the building. What the hell is going on?
Raiders versus Dolphins, and this is the game plan. Hey, what's good? What's good? YouTube, what's good? Raider Nation. Shout out to everybody out there. You guys know we got to do this every week. Got to talk about it. Got to break it down. And this is the game plan. Look, I'm excited. The Raiders are 2-0 under the new coach of Antonio Pierce. We got some new things shaking. We got a new energy. We got a new vibe. We got a little new swag. You know what I'm saying? We got a little thing going on here. And it ain't me and Mrs. Jones, but we got Mr. Jack Jones in. But hey, that's a part of the game plan, but that ain't the complete game plan. And look, I'm talking about the game plan, and I haven't gave y'all the real plan. Is, somebody got to get some brown crackers, and I got to give y'all the Raider Twuan brown cracker salute. And because, it's an early game, I got to give y'all another Raider Twuan brown cracker salute. Get the brown crackers flowing in the chat. You guys know how we get down here at Raider Twuan. We get the brown crackers flowing in the chat. You guys talk to me, I talk back, but definitely we got to talk about the game plan against something that I identify as it's going to be a tough game. But we still got a chance. And I'm going to talk about some of the things in this on players to watch. We're going to talk about the defense. We're going to talk about the offense too. Don't forget about we got to talk about the offense. And then also, you guys know we got to talk about just a little bit. We'll see what we got to talk about in regards to our coaching. So, with that being said, let me get another. These brown crackers taste so good. If you are a manufacturer or company or brand that carries these, hit me up. Information is always in the description. Also, if you want to just hit me up on IG, hit me up on IG. Let's talk. But it ain't even about all that. We're here to talk about the game plan and players to watch on the Dolphins. Now, of course, there's probably going to be some other names, and you guys can definitely put those down in the chat of other names outside of the names that I'm going to say, of who to watch out for, because there's always going to be way more than the names that I highlight on a weekly basis. But these guys are guys that I'm going to be looking at. And it starts out with their quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa. I'm going to be looking at him, seeing what he's got at the quarterback position. Is he going to be accurate? Is he going to be mobile? All of that. I'm going to be keeping an eye on those things because they all relates into what I'm about to say at the end of this video in regards to coaching. But I'm going to be watching Tua. One of the keys to the game is definitely, let's see if we can get him a little flustered in the pocket. And that's kind of what I'm going to be keying in, watching, seeing his composure, see how he's really in the pocket. Is he feeling comfortable in the pocket, or is he feeling pressure in the pocket? Those are things that I'm going to be looking at in regards to Tua. The other guy is a guy that is just coming off an injury, but also is a very electric style of player. And I'm looking at the running back, last name Achane, or I might be saying it wrong. I've heard it a whole bunch of different times, different ways, and I'm just gonna call him Achane. Very speedy. They do like to run him on the outside. That's what I've noticed looking at tape. They don't really run him much, in between tackles. But they do like to get him on the outside and let him, get yardage on the outside. So he's another guy that I'm going to be looking at. And that we need to look at defensively when he's on the field to of course, stop that. Another person on the Dolphins that we need to look at is on the defensive side of the ball. I'm looking at their interior D lineman, Christian Wilkins. Christian Wilkins comes out of, I believe he came out of Clemson. Very talented guy out of Clemson, going to the Dolphins, and he is a talented defensive tackle. So I'm going to be definitely keeping an eye on that and how he fares against our interior offensive linemen. Now, like I said, I gave 3 names. Of course, I can add more names. I can throw in a whole bunch of other guys. But let me know down in the comment section who you think on the Dolphins we also need to keep an eye out on. For sure. Now, I talk about the Dolphins, but, I got to talk about the Raiders. You guys already know. I got to talk about the team. Because, hey, my name's Raider Twuan. So I got to talk about the Raiders, right? A guy that I identified as somebody to watch out for multiple times when we did the game plan. And also, those that have been watching my videos, go and watch my videos. Who ate the brown crackers? Go ahead and watch the game plans for all the other weeks. I'll tell you like this. Go and see if I'm right. Go back and be like, hey, he said this about the Jets, or he said this about the Giants. Was he right? You know what I'm saying? Did the Raiders do that and that was a thing of success? Hey, I mean, check it out. You know what I'm saying? And give me some feedback. Let me know in the comment section, what you thought, even about stuff from other weeks. But back to this week in regards to the Raiders, Robert Spillane, linebacker for the Raiders, leader for the Raiders. I want to see how he fares this week in regards to a team that's known to be speedy. I'm want to see how Robert Spillane takes on this challenge. So I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on Robert Spillane this week. Also, I am going to be looking for Josh Jacobs, running back Josh Jacobs. Is he going to continue to have a successful week of rushing? The past couple of weeks, he's been close. He's been either over 100 or right close to 100 yards on the ground. Is this going to be another week that he's going to be able to put up that mark? Now, it doesn't. That's not an indicator of if a team will win a game or lose a game. It's just one of those barometers that they use on the starting running backs. They like to say, hey, did that running back go for 100? You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like a star on their belt or whatever you want to call it. But it's just like a meter that we gauge the success of the running game. And we'll see if Josh Jacobs can again this week go for 100, whether it's the traditional running format or catching it. You know what I'm saying? We know that Josh Jacobs can do both. He's a catching and running back, running back. And that's just how talented we are in the backfield in regards to Josh Jacobs. So I'm definitely keeping an eye out on Josh Jacobs this week against the Dolphins. Another person defensively that I'm going to be keeping an eye out on is a new guy, Jack Jones, a guy that I am excited that we were able to claim him off of waivers from the New England Patriots. And I'm just excited about him and how he goes out there. It's interesting to see when a new player gets to a team. First of all, how much they use him. The other thing is, how much he gets active. Sometimes it takes them, a new player about a game or two to, get acclimated and really, feel like the shoes, the feet that they got fit into the shoes that they put on, analogy per se. But we'll see how Jack Jones fares when he does get on the field. Another guy, and it's not a guy, well, it is a guy that we can also watch out for, is Jalen Smith, a new running back that we added. Is how is he going to be acclimated into this defense? Obviously we know that there's a place for him at the linebacking spot, but where is he going to get plugged in, and how does he do when he is on the field? That is definitely another name that we can add to the list of players. And again, I said 3, 4. There could be more guys. Let me know down what you think. Who it is that we need to definitely keep an eye out on, player-wise. Offense and defense. And now we talked about Jack Jones on defense. We talked about Robert Spillane on defense. We even talked about Jalen Smith on defense. It's time to talk about our points of defense and in the game plan. Be disruptive up front. I got to eat a brown cracker on that. We got to be disruptive up front. That's how we're going to be able to rattle the quarterback. Maybe even get a couple of QB hits on him, if not sacks. We got to be physical. And you're going to hear me saying that a whole bunch of times as we go through the game plan today. But but we definitely got to be physical and disruptive up front. That's how we're going to be able to stop the run. That's how we're going to be able to get off of tackles. I mean, get off of blocks and make the tackle. You know, physically, their wide receivers are very small, and that just gives another opportunity for us to be physical with them. Of course, we don't want any panties on the ground, which, panties are flags. For those that are not understanding what I'm saying, when I say panties on the ground, that means flags. We definitely don't want that, but we definitely want to set the tone of being physical, and our D-line can be that. We know what Max Crosby is going to bring to the table, but we got to have these other guys come to the table. We got to have John Jenkins come to the table. We got to have Adam Butler come to the table. Malcolm Kuntz, Tyree Wilson. We got to have all those come to the table, and bring that physical, rough, Raider football that we know and that we love as Raider fans and as Raiders. Definitely, we got to be disruptive up front. Also, being disruptive up front is also going to allow us to do this on defense. We got to communicate on the back end, okay? As the guys are working up front, we got to work in the back. I'm talking about Epps. I'm talking about Morig. I'm talking about Peters. I'm talking about Jacorian Bennett. I'm talking about Jack Jones. I'm talking about all our secondary, whoever's going to be out there. If Hall got to go out there, Amik Robertson got to be out there. We got to communicate on the back end. This is the opportunity for us to tighten things up. One thing that I actually do like about our secondary is that we haven't, as of yet, really got beat deep. And I hope that we continue that trend going into this game, but that all ties into us being communicative and communicating up front and on the back end, making sure everything is going as smooth as possible. This team on roster, and I'm talking about the Dolphins, they like to do certain things to try to trick you, try to show a little trickery, a lot of motions in the backfield to try to get you over the top, certain things like that. And it's gonna take discipline and communication on the back end in order for us to be successful. So yes, defensively, we got to be disruptive up front, but also to tie that in, the front covers the back and the back covers the front. That's a life lesson right there. The front covers the back and the back covers the front. Okay. And definitely we got to communicate on the back end. And because we're going to communicate on the back end, and because we have to communicate on the back end, it goes right into the team and offensive things that I say every week. Capitalize on the turnovers. I'm not saying that Twua is a completely inaccurate quarterback, but when those opportunities arise, we got to capitalize on those. We got to catch those interceptions. We got to make those fumbles. We got to strip the ball out. We got to get that's a part of being physical on our defensive end. But also, with that being said, we got to get the take that points. We got to get the take that points. That means we got to intercept the ball. We got to we got to recover the fumble, strip the ball, and then turn that into 7 points. Those are take that points. And we got to definitely, against this high-powered offense, we definitely got to capitalize when they make their mistakes. We talked about defense. We talked about, obviously, offense and defense, and just overall thing that we have to do as a team. Let's talk a little bit about the offense. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Make sure you guys click the like button. Why? Because I like you. And if you are new here, quit playing with yourself. Go ahead and subscribe. All right, offense. Be physical at the line. See, here goes the whole physical situation. I talked about defense being disruptive on the line, being disruptive up front. Same thing with our offensive line. We got to be physical. We got to be disruptive. We got to open up them gaps for our running and allow Aiden O'Connell, you know what I'm saying, time in the pocket when it's time to throw the ball. We got to be physical at the line. Set the tone. Hey, we got to play Raider football. Simple as that. And the Raiders, you know what I'm talking about. We got to play Raider football, okay? And that's being physical on our offensive line. Hopefully, Colton Miller will be back for us. Hopefully, Colton Miller will be ready to go for us. And, you know, then we can get Illuminor or get us kind of back to where, you know, back to the starters. And then we'll have even more depth moving forward. But whoever's on our O-line, we definitely got to be physical on the line. And again, that's going to open up Josh Jacobs. That's going to allow Aiden O'Connell to get the play action going, all of that. And we're definitely going to need that on Sunday. Another thing, and I talked about it a little bit, talking about being physical on the line, is run, homie, run. New song, run, homie, run. Okay? We need our running game to get it in. Okay? Traditional and non-traditional. Okay? And non-traditional is the sweeps, the all of that. We need all of that. Okay? Get the running game going. This is a team that we can definitely get some good runs on if we're able to be, like I said, on the offensive line, be physical on the line, right? Then we'll be able to run, homie, run. And we know what Josh Jacobs will be bringing to the table. We know what Josh Jacobs can bring to the table. And we got to allow Josh Jacobs to run, homie, run. Another thing, and I'm saying this because of the new quarterback, we got to keep the quarterback clean. Okay? Got to keep Aiden O'Connell clean. It's been a road for success when we keep Aiden O'Connell clean. So, hey, by any means, no panties though. No panties. Okay? But let's keep Aiden O'Connell clean. Okay? I talked about defense, I talked about offense, and I got one thing about coaching. One thing on coaching. You guys, if you have not, please take the moment to subscribe. Click the like button. Why? Because I like you. I really do. And I thank you guys for coming in and hanging out. Shout out to everybody in the chat. So we talked about defense. We talked about offense. Let's talk about coaching. If I can click on it. There we go. Coaching. Please make the proper adjustments. And I'm saying that in this efforts here, because we definitely need to identify this for the Raiders. We have a situation where this team is going to do a lot of trickery. They're going to do a lot of things that maybe we haven't. Well, obviously they're going to be seen on tape, but it's important for us to make those adjustments. Don't feel like we got to get stuck on just one thing, stuck on one idea, one thought, because that ain't gonna help us. Okay, that ain't gonna help us at all. And we definitely need to make those adjustments. It could be in a situation of having a linebacker that normally doesn't start, but is a matchup for something that we need to do. Make that adjustment. If it's a running back, if we gotta run Abdullah a little more than Josh Jacobs, make those adjustments. Okay, we got to make those proper adjustments. Whether it's offensive line, if we need to shift our line or double team just to give Aiden O'Connell a little more time, we got to make those adjustments. My final thoughts. Are, I think this game is going to be a game that can be winnable, but we're going to have to buckle up. This offense is no joke. They have a lot of speed. Their offensive coordinator and head coach design plays that if you're not disciplined and you're not following the rules that are set from your coaching staff, they will take advantage of those. We're definitely going to have to tackle. There might be opportunities that we're going to have to do solo tackling. And we're definitely going to have to be able to be, we got to be physical. And I think that's definitely going to be a key to success. We're going into early game. I don't know how much that may necessarily play a factor. But we definitely have to set the tone for us moving forward into this game. Might have to play some time possession, situations, but that I'm going to leave that up to the coaching staff on how they want to go. But that's all in making the proper adjustments and making the proper things that we got to do in order for success. Hey, that's the game plan. If you guys have any players that you guys want to look at or players that you guys identify that we need to keep an eye out on, if you got anything defensively or offensively, keys to the game that we definitely need to look out for, definitely let me know down in the comment section what you think. I really do go back and look at your comments and look at what your thoughts are in regards to the game. I do go back and look at those things. So I look forward to seeing what you guys have in the comment section. Also, click the like button. Why? Because I like you. Yeah, I do. Also, quit playing with yourself. Subscribe. You guys know what I'm about to say. And I really do mean it. You are a blessing. It's time. Yeah, it's time to be a blessing to someone else. And let's go, Raiders.
What up, Lo?
Today is the day when our heroes of the past become our legends of the future. Time never really stops for the great ones. We wrap them in a cloak of immortality and remember what great people they were. We recognize you, Virginia Matt, his sons Mike and Joey. They were a football family, so that John can pursue his dreams. Tonight, the Twua Channel forever, and a tribute to John Madden and Al Davis, who declared that the fire that burns the brightest in the Raiders organization is the will to win. Ladies and gentlemen, the Madden family.